the email address is info@hawaiiftc.org. It's good email to you. If you're not sure, email us again. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we, in our last email to you, thank you. Oh, here's a better reminder. I'll say the reminder is today, you know we have a lot of connection issues between robots and phones. And for those who don't know, all the robots have cell phones on them and they're controlled by a second cell phone connected to a game controller. It's all done over Wi-Fi. We had a lot of serious issues at previous events. For that reason, I'm going to ask all of you to take out your cell phones right now and turn off Wi-Fi. Can you do that, please? Turn off the hotspots. 2. Okay? That'll help everybody have a better day. Finally, the last thing I'm going to share with you today, just to remind you that we have a really interesting and I think beneficial alliance selection process coming up for the championship. What that means in essence is that no matter where you're at on the spectrum from high to low ranking teams, you still have a shot at being one of the top ranked teams on the championship. So, all hope is not lost. Okay, it's going to be fun, and we'll send you another email explaining that process soon. So now I'm going to turn it over to our Master of Ceremonies, Logan Davis. Hey Logan, how you doing? So yeah, maybe you might recognize Logan as being one of those fearless guys on the Mililani robotics team years ago, but thankfully he moved on, and now, just kidding. He's at Olin, and he's back for a few days. He's going to be our game round. Here you go, Logan. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. All right, so we got match number 1 coming up over here on field number 1. It looks like our teams are queued into position. Just as a reminder, our teams in this match are going to be on the red, the Punabots, team 6109, and their partners from Mililani, team 8898. And in the blue, we've got on the field team 9378, that's Kalani, and their partner is not fielding a robot in this match, but we hope to see him later in the tournament. That's going to be team 5902 from Puna. So our team's been queued up for a while. Looks like we're about ready to go on field number 1. Alright, so just going to check in with everybody. Our Red Alliance, are you guys about ready to go? Give me a thumbs up. Here's what I'm going to do. Red, give me a thumbs up. And blue, give me a thumbs up. You guys are ready to go. Alright, then I will check in with the rest once they're ready. Hey audience, are you guys ready to go? Okay, you're like sort of ready to go. I feel like this is going to be my mission for the day. We got 17 matches. I think by match 17, the audience will be ready to go. That's my hope. But until then, looks like everyone's positioned. So, referees, are you ready? Yep. All right, scorekeeper, are you ready? Oh boy. And we're going to kick off our match, autonomous mode, for 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, our team's moving into their autonomous program mode. So these robots are not being controlled by their drivers. They were pre-programmed to execute this code. And with about 15 seconds left in autonomous, not a whole lot of action right now on the field, as these teams are waiting for the driver control mode to begin to do some real damage. That's going to happen in about 6 seconds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of autonomous. So a brief break for our referees to do some scoring, although it doesn't look like there was a whole lot of action going on. And we're going to kick off our autonomous mode. So for anyone who, by tournament number 5, is not yet familiar with this game, it's called Rescue. And each team has a mountain. They're trying to climb, they're trying to clear the debris off the field and get it into their floor goals, get it into their mid goals, try to climb the mountain, and maybe, at the end of the game, hang from the very peak. So we're going to see if they can pull that out. Are we about ready to begin with our tele-op? Okay, so we're going to begin driver control. Teams, refs, scorekeeper. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, here go our teams. Got one of them moving. Okay, here comes Mililani. So the Punabots, team 6109, they're moving forward. They got that little rubber band scooper on the front of the robot, surgical tubing, scooping up their floor goal devices. Meanwhile, the Mililani robot, 8898, pushing things around on the goal. Oh man, that's a lot of cubes to that floor goal. I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in there all at once. Now remember, teams can only push 5 pieces of debris at a time, so you can get into some penalty trouble if you try to move more than that. Mililani and their partners, the Punabots, clearing up their side of the field. Meanwhile, on the other side, Mililani trying to get in position. They did lose a little person right in front of their robot. Looks like they're having a little bit of drivetrain difficulty. I'm sure they will overcome. Here comes 6109. They've got 3 cubes loaded up in that high goal scorer of theirs. And if I'm not mistaken, they're about to try to climb Mountain over there in the corner. And they knock one person down the zip line. And they're scooting over. That arm, that thing can reach further than me. Oh my gosh. That robot is, and they drop in. That's going to be, I think, 30 points with the cubes in that middle goal for them. And here comes that amazing extendo arm that the Punabots have. Oh my gosh. That is like a 6-foot-long arm that they built in like an 18-inch cube robot. That is crazy. Meanwhile, Mililani over here, scooping around the floor goals, doing their work. And Mililani, partners, similarly, starting to put in some floor goal work. We've got about 37 seconds left in the match. And Mililani shoving up some cubes right in the path of their opponent's way to the mountain. 30 seconds left on the clock, and here come the Punabots. This is a sophisticated hang. Oh my gosh, guys, this robot is so heavy. I can't imagine lifting that by those 2 little strings. Do you think they're going to make it up the mountain? They're sort of wheeling their way in. Meanwhile, Mililani is climbing up over there with their treads. We've got 2 climbing robots for the red, no climbing robots for the blue. Here come the Punabots trying to suspend themselves by those 2 little tiny cables. Oh, they got 5 seconds left again. Oh, and it's up. Can they hang it? They've got 2 seconds left on the clock, and they are good. Oh my gosh, we just saw a high hang. That's 80 points, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Holy cow. Oh man. I don't know if I could lift that robot that high, but it lifted itself that high. That's a strong little guy up there. All right, so our referees are going to tally up the scores for match number 1. Over here. A reminder to teams, you can have one team captain come over and review the score before it's turned into the scorekeeper. You might want to take advantage of that in case you're going to have any quibbles with the score later. Quibble with the score before the score is the score, Alright. Qualification match number 2. League play match number 2, I suppose I should say. Over here on field number 2, intuitively. Teams are getting loaded up and ready to go. In this match, we're going to have for the red, team 7160, Mililani, our lovely local hosts. Team 6962 from Punahou, playing against their sister team, team 5159 from Punahou, who will be allied with 7865 from Castle. So it's the Poons versus the Poons. Alright, our referees. This initial spread of random debris can be really important to the outcome of the match. You don't want to wind up with too many things clustered in one place, or you can run into a lot of penalties. So we're going to see how our teams navigate this messy field. Okay. Red Alliance, are you guys ready to go? Can I get a thumbs up from red? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Blue Alliance, are you guys ready to go? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, referees, ready? Scorekeeper, ready? Alright, we're ready to begin the autonomous mode of match number 2 for the day. Remember, 30 seconds of pre-programmed motion coming at you in 3, 2, 1, go! Or pre-programmed non-motion, as the case might be. Oh, here we go, off to the races. Oh, the whistle blows and team 6962 darting across the field. That's pretty good. They got quite a few of those. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little pieces of debris over in that zone. The debris is not actually stored in that zone, I believe, but they do get points for their robot being in that zone. So taking the advantage coming out of autonomous is the red. Looks like everybody's just about ready to go. Our referee's just telling up the score over here. The team 6962 won their alliance by driving across the field. All right, referees are ready. Red Alliance, are you guys ready? Thumbs up. Blue Alliance, thumbs up. Scorekeeper, thumbs up. All right, driver control is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go! And our robots are racing across the field. Team 5159. Sort of stuck in a corner over there. We're going to see if they manage to get out of there. Meanwhile, their partners. That's going to be 78-65 for the blue from Castle. Moving back across the field, trying to get themselves some of those pieces, but they got one stuck underneath their front scoop. That scoop is not shoveling as it should. Instead, those cubes are getting stuck underneath the robot, providing a mobility hazard. On the other side of the field, team 7160, a cute little speed cube from Mililani. They're pushing 1, 2, 3 of those little yellow cubes across the field in front of them, trying to get them to the floor goal zone where they'll be worth 1 point each. I don't see any teams going up high in this match. It's going to be a battle of the shovels. Team 7865 right now looks to be winning that battle with a huge capacity of 5 as they bop that across the field. You can't move any more than 5. That is as well as you can possibly do. Their opponents from 6962 and 7160 in the red, trying to even the score out a little bit. Remember, they did get those 5 points at the end of autonomous. We've got a minute left on the clock. And I see a nail-biter of a match. The team looks to be just about tied in the floor goals. It's a 2v1. Castle trying to put in some double work over here. Oh, I see them going up the mountain. Are they going to be up top? They roll up over 1 bar. They roll up over 2 bars. Oh, here comes a big arm. Oh boy. Are we going to see our second hang is there? Remember, that hang is worth 80 points if you get up top. Oh, they lower it down and they try to pull themselves up low. The whistle blows to signify that we've got 30 seconds left on the clock. And teams 7160 and 6962 both parked at the bottom of the ramps, trying to get those points for being on the bottom of the ramp at the end of the match. Here comes Castle, trying to pull themselves up. About 12 seconds left in the match. Their arm's not quite hooked around anything, so it's not going to be helpful at pulling them. We've got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Oh! All right. A well-played match by those teams. If you are in match number 3, it'd be lovely if you could get on the field. We're queued up for match number 3 over here on field number 1. Teams, remember, you can send a captain to check in with the scores. We're going to have scores posted pretty soon. Oh my gosh, speaking of scores, 284 points in qualification match number 1. That hang by team 6109, that massive 80-point hang. That was a game swinger. Woo! That is a lot of points. 284. Teams in qualification match number 4 should probably queue up back over there on that side of the field, by field number 2. Meanwhile, we're sitting up here on field number 1 for match number 3 of the day. Just a reminder, people, if you're going to be up in the driving area, our competition area, you need to be wearing this winter's hottest fashion accessory. That's the safety glasses, or visor guards. Thank you. Gotta be prepared for when robot chunks come flying at your face, which can happen. You know, you saw how high that heavy Peanut robot got up in the air. That thing fell. Ooh. I would not want to be standing near that without some safety glasses. Some stylish safety glasses. You know, they look good too. Looks like our teams are just about set up for match number 3, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. In the red, we've got team 8741 from Mililani, and their partners from Mililani, our host school. Team 7438. Opposite them, the blue. Oh boy. Man, these Puno teams, they're in like every match. It's going to be team 7549, that's One Trick Pony. And their partners homeschooled, it's going to be a team 9850. Oh, I like you guys. I'm immediately a big fan of you guys. You got your cheering section. That's what I want to hear. All right, well, hopefully they can keep that up during the match. Okay. We've got the randomized balls coming into play, and they're getting dumped out on the field. That is loud. Woo! Okay, referee's coming over to make sure things are set up properly. Looks like we might have a little bit of a size problem. Oh, no, one trick pony. Just fold the arm back in and now it's good to go. Gotta start with that arm inside the 18-inch cube. Robots have to start into an 18-inch cube, but they can fold out, as we saw with Punabots, as big as they want, and some of them fold out pretty big. Alright, so, match number 3. Red Alliance, are you guys ready? Can I have a thumbs up? Blue Alliance, are you guys ready? Audience, are you guys ready? Alright, that's more like it. That's a little better. Okay, we're improving. Referees, are we ready to go? Scorekeepers. Alright, autonomous mode for this match is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Well, we've got some immediate motion as Mililani drops its little plow, the cow catcher, and drives across the field. And it looks like they've got an arm with some people in it, so they're going to try to turn and drop those into that bin, I think. They move forward, they lift the arm, and oh, they're both in, so that's going to be 20 points right out of the gates for Mililani and the Red Alliance. No other robots in the field moving. We've got about 5 seconds left on autonomous, so I think that's probably going to be about all the action we see. 1, 0, yeah, that's going to do it. Alright, so our referees are going to tabulate scores. You can see this time on the random dump something interesting happened. Almost all of the white balls rolled into the goal zones on their own. So our Red Alliance is going to start out with not 1, not 2, but 5 little white wiffle balls over in their scoring zone. They've got 7 points already in the bag, and blue already with 4, and the field's a lot cleaner than we've seen before. Looks like our referees probably have the scores about now. Red Alliance, are you guys ready to go? Blue Alliance, ready to go? Referees, scorekeepers, alright, we're going to begin driver control in 3, 2, 1, go! Now Team 9850, they've got this wheel on the back of the robot. That is like the coolest looking wheel I have seen all turn along. It is bright yellow, it has teeth, it's like a gear wheel. Thing is all terrain. Meanwhile, that partner's over here, One Trick Pony, trying to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little cubes into that field goal zone. Remember, you're only allowed to lift 5 of the cubes at once. I just saw a screw fall off that robot. You might want to keep an eye on that. Team 7438 from Mililani, meanwhile, oh my gosh, look at that Red Alliance, they've filled so many cubes over into that goal zone already. That's got to be at least 20 points on the ground right there. This field is looking awfully clean. We've got a minute and 20 seconds left in this match. And had a little bump there between the 2 Red Alliance robots, but they managed to work it out. That Mililani robot, they've got surgical tubing on the front of the robot. They're sucking in those cubes. They're going to dump them out on the other side of the field. Meanwhile, Team 9850 driving up the mountain with their high traction yellow wheels. They've got a cube under their robot that's proving a little tricky to navigate. Oh, but they do get it out. Here comes 8741, that's Mililani, trying to compress all those cubes into a tighter space. We're halfway through the driver control portion of the match, and One Trick Pony doing its one trick, trying to climb up this mountain over here. I think it's going to extend that arm, and we're going to see if we see our second hang of the day. But until then, here comes Mililani on the other side of the field, doing some more scooping. I see a little arm out that they might use to trick the zip line to drop those people down. On the same mountain, Team 9850, they're climbing the same mountain. They've got that cube under them still. That's a little bit tricky. Here comes Mililani. They're scoring out the field. Oh my gosh, there are just no cubes left on this field. This thing is clean. We've got 20 seconds left in the clock. We're well into the end game. Here comes One Trick Pony. Oh my gosh, it's a contortionist robot. It's lifting its arm up into the air, trying to pull off the hang. Meanwhile, 9850 are doing the same thing. Are we going to see a double hang? We're going to see a double attempted hang. We got 8 seconds left on the clock. Here comes One Trick Pony. They have to be wholly supported by the bar. They got to lift their arm. They got 1 second. Ow. Oh, I see some plexiglass touching. But wow. Oh boy. Wow, we've got robots all up on the mountain. No robots on the ground for the first time all tournament. So a really well-driven match. This is the cleanest field we've seen, both of debris and of robots. Hearty congratulations to all teams involved. And One Trick Pony, we're gonna see if this is a hang. It's a hang now. Oh, is it? I don't know. The referees are gonna have to decide if that was fully supported at the time the match ended by that top bar, because that would be worth a lot of points if it was. We've got scores from qualification match 2 on the board, and oh my gosh, 21-19. That is as close as you are going to see a match yet. I hope. I hope you don't have any ties. But that match, that was decided almost entirely by where those little random debris fell at the beginning of the match. A couple of them had just rolled into the goal zone for the blue team at the beginning of the match, you would see a very different winner outcome. That was a real nail biter. Coming up on time over here for qualification match number 4, which means teams, if you're in match 5, you should get over down into the queue over on field number 1. But we can't be concerned with that right now. Right now, we got to be concerned with qualification match 4 and the teams therein, which are going to be for the red. Team 8740 Mililani partnered with, their rivals, Team 5902 Punahou. Mililani and Punahou are trying to work together. And their opponents in this match, that's going to be our Blue Alliance, Team 7160. And their opponents for match 2, Team 7865 Castle. So I'm going to be interested to see which team can better put aside their differences. Is it going to be Mililani and Punahou working together, or is it going to be the team that was defeated by 2 points in match 2 working with the team that beat them? Teamwork, very important, of course, in these robotics competitions. You don't want to have your robots bumping into each other. You want to have synergy and togetherness and other important business words that I should know. Important reminder to teams, if you're going to be up in the driver's station, you need to be wearing your safety glasses, because otherwise everyone else will look way cooler than you. Another important reminder to teams, plug your robot batteries in, check all your wires, make sure you didn't forget your robot. These are all key things to remember going into a match. .6865 from Castle, putting their robots up against a wall, and once they are in position, I think we are going to see our referees. Yeah, they dropped it and rolls all the way across the field. Oh my gosh. This time, every single white ball wound up on the Blue Alliance side of the field. So they have all that extra debris to navigate. Those blue balls can be finicky. Watch out now. Alright, looks like our team's just about ready to go. Red Alliance, can I get a thumbs up? Are you guys ready? Blue Alliance, thumbs up, ready? Alright, just about everybody's ready to go. Referees, scorekeepers. Alright, we're going to begin match number 4. Autonomous mode in 3, 2, 1, go! Mililani, our one robot, moving across the field again. So it looks like, they're pushing a lot of blocks. So there's not really a lot they can do about that with the pre-programmed routine. They've got 15 seconds left on the clock. And they just moved across the field, but they are going to get those 5 points for being on the opposite side of the field in that red tile. So the Red Alliance, they're going to start this match with a 5-point advantage. We're going to see if Blue Alliance is able to catch up. So that's the end of our autonomous mode. Another exciting autonomous mode over here on field number 2. Referee is going to tabulate our scores. But it looks like our teams are just aching to begin driver's control. I see them all crashing on the ground like they're sprinters at the blocks. They're about to just go for it. And I think our Red Alliance, can I get a thumbs up? Are you guys ready to go? Yeah, you're ready. Blue Alliance, are you guys ready? I've never seen someone so ready. I think our referees are ready to go and our scorekeeper's ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and begin driver control in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, and they are off. Here comes Mililani moving forward. That's team 7160. Castle still in the corner. Wiggling around their driver control. I see a red light on the robot. Oh, there we go. There we go. They're off to the races. So this robot, we've seen, they've got that big little edge in front of them. And it's a big little edge that can push a whole bunch of cubes at the same time. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it won't get caught under the robot. So it's a powerful plow. Mililani working sort of similarly, although they tried to score those two little climbers into the safety zone behind the blue and red lights. And they did just miss. They did pop them off the edge of the field. So that's not going to be any points for Mililani on that one. Meanwhile, the partners from Punahou just sort of treadmilling around the field, trying to pick up some of those objects, debris, and get into the goal zone. Mililani, oh boy, there's just a mess of white balls over here by the goal zone. It's going to be difficult to push anything in without pushing more than 5 objects. And remember, pushing more than that 5 object limit is the surest way to get a penalty. Oh, here comes 5902. Do I see a big hook? Yes, I do see a big hook. Am I about to see a levitating robot? I might be. Here's our Red Alliance robot, Punahou, 5902. Looks like they're going to unfold that hook any minute now. Oh, and meanwhile, here comes Castle on the same mountain. So we got 2 climbers on the same mountain. We're going to see which one climbs faster. Oh, 5902, losing some slope. Their treads are slipping on the ground beneath them. Gotta watch out for those icy winter conditions here in Mountain Rescue. Meanwhile, their opponents, it's going to be their partners, 8740 and 7160, Mililani and Mililani on the other side of the field, both trying to scoop as many cubes as they can. There's 30 seconds left in the match, and the end game has begun. Here comes Mililani trying to climb. They knock over the zip line with this little prong they've got on the side of the robot. They got 1, they got 2, but now the robot's sort of jammed on the way up. Oh, 5902 Punahou sliding back down the hill. Not enough traction. Should have gotten snow tires or chains or something. Team 7865 over here from Castle climbing a little more successfully. Here comes Mililani all the way up to the high point of the mountain. There's 3 seconds left in the match. And they're just dancing. They've got the little arms and they just dance on the side. Alright, well I see 3 high robots. Or maybe 2 highs and a medium. The red climbing the mountain pretty successfully. Unfortunately, Mililani tipped on its back at the end there. So red, I think, with an advantage in the climb and in the debris and in the autonomous, it's going to be a little bit difficult for blue to overcome. A pretty well played match. So that was qualification match number 4. Oh my gosh. You guys, you're killing me. That, oh man, a penalty too. The score for qualification match number 3 by a score of 166 to 164. A 2-point margin. Blue defeats the red, and 20 of the points for blue were penalty points. So the penalties swung the match in favor of blue. That's going to be team 9850 from Homeschool, and team 7549 from Punahou taking it home, defeating Mililani and Mililani by a measly 2 points. Out of 166, it's like 1.3%. It's nothing. Our teams are ready over here on field number 1, and the number after 4, that would be 5. So we're going to see qualification match number 5 on this field, because we just did number 4. And the red, it's going to be team 7549, that's Punahou, and their partners, team 5159 for Punahou. So they should have had a lot of time to practice together. We're going to see if their robots work together pretty well. And their opponents, who probably did not have as much time to practice together, it's going to be team 9850 from Homeschool. Make some noise. And their partners is going to be 9378, that's Kalani. So Punahou and Punahou on one team. We'll see if they synergize. Oh, the debris drops, and this time we've got an even spread of the white balls all over the field. That's what you want to see. So our referee's moving out of the way. Teams get to strategize for a few seconds about what they're going to do. I see a lot of yellow cubes on the red side. That's a little close to the red floor goal. So maybe a slight advantage in this random draw for the red. All right, randomizing autonomouses. Red Alliance, you guys ready to go? Thumbs up. Blue line, so you guys ready to go? Thumbs up. All right, looks like everybody's ready. Referees, scorekeeper. All right, autonomous mode. In 3, 2, 1, go! Charge! Charge! Figure if I keep saying charge, one of them might charge. We've got 18 seconds left on the clock. But it looks like we're going to have a little bit of an uneventful autonomous. That's okay, that just means even more pulse-pounding excitement during the driver control. Our teams are tied at the beginning of driver control, each one with 3 white balls already scored in the 4 goal. So the referee should have a pretty easy job tabulating the number of points that were scored in this autonomous mode. I think they are ready to go. Red, can I get a thumbs up for driver control? Blue, thumbs up. Oh, no, we're waiting a bit. Trying to get the phone synced up. Alright, they're now good. Alright, our referees are just checking in. Make sure that everybody's standing in the right place, standing in the box. Make sure to be inside the lines. Make sure you're wearing your safety glasses and we can begin driver control. Scorekeeper ready. 3, 2, 1, go! Ding, ding! Alright, now the robots are really off the races. Here comes One Trick Pony. No, it has one trick, but that one trick is a pretty good... I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to stop with those puns. But it's a pretty good trick. It climbs that mountain pretty well. Meanwhile, their opponents in the blue 9850 sort of caught on the mountain over in the corner, but their partners from Mililani putting in some work over here in the corner. We've seen this robot shovel a whole bunch of cubes into that floor goal before. I think we're going to see them do it again. Here comes One Trick Pony. They score one person down the zip line. That's worth 20 points. So Red out to an early lead. And here comes that Claw trying to lift themselves up the side. The other Puma robot not really moving. We've got a bit of a 1v1 at the moment right now. It seems like 9850 are having some connection issues. And their opponents from Kunaho, 5159, also have a connection issue. So we got 2 robots climbing mountains, 2 robots not moving, 1 robot knocking down another person off the zip line for 20 more points. And climbing that mountain, One Trick Pony is pretty high up there. That's a bunch of points. So we're going to have to see if Mililani can equal that by getting just as high. Alright, 9850, they got 50 seconds left in the match to try to reconnect and make a difference. 5159 doing technical diagnostics out on the field, but the story of this match, I think, is going to be One Trick Pony. See if they can hang. They've got that big old arm. Oh, it's extending. It's getting up high. They got 40 seconds left on the clock to get this up there. And they've got a big bar. I can see how they're going to clamp on, you know? I'm going to reach over, and I'm going to clamp down. You've seen them hang before. There's the whistle indicating 30 seconds. They got 30 seconds to get up in the air. They're the only robot on the field moving. Everyone else is standing there watching to see if this climb is going to climb successfully. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of people yelling. Oh my gosh. Now there's treads getting caught on the side. They've only got 10 seconds to get up. Are they supported? Are they supported only by that top bar? They might be. I don't see anything touching. There's going to be a lot of points if they're up there. They got 3, 2, 1, ding, ding. All right, it looks like they're up. But even if they hadn't hung, I think those 2 zipline men would have taken it. So that's a hang. That's a pretty high hang. Well, it's official. So far today, I have seen robots do more pull-ups than I can do. So that's a little embarrassing. We've got qualification match number 6 happening on field number 2. And oh boy, here comes that behemoth of a Boombox robot over there in the red, 6109. They were our first hang of the tournament, and I couldn't believe it. That thing just looked so heavy, and it was suspended by 2 cables. It just looked so thin, but it did hang. And their partners in this match, it's going to be team 8740. 8740 from Mililani. Playing against team 8741, also from Mililani. We've got 2 basically identical robots in the middle of the field right here. And we've seen those Mililani autonomous too. And their partner in this match, that's going to be Team 6962 from Punahou. So Mililani and Punahou versus Mililani and the Punavots. And the two Mililani robots, they look pretty much the same, so I think this match is going to be decided a bit by their alliance partners. And also by driving, and also by the random draw. But it looks like our teams are ready to go, so Red Alliance, can I get a thumbs up? Blue Alliance, can I get a thumbs up? Alright. Referees, are we ready? Scorekeepers, are we ready? Alright, autonomous mode, very excitingly, is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go! The robots moving at the exact same time, like twins in perfect symmetry, if, twins move the same way at the same time all the time. Got about 15 seconds left on the clock. They both got two people. One score, both score. Alright, the two autonomous is working exactly the same. So neither alliance can start out with much of an advantage here. As autonomous comes to a close, the two Mililani robots, the twins, did the exact same thing. Alright, track control complete. The only difference between these two robots that I can distinguish is that Team 8741, their robot has googly eyes. And Team 8740, their robot does not have googly eyes. Alright, so our referee is tabulating the scores over here really quickly, but just to check in, hey, Red Alliance, are you guys ready for driver control to begin? Thumbs up. Red? Yeah, looks like they're good. Blue, thumbs up. Alright, looks like they're good too. If our scores are complete, alright, then we're going to go ahead and begin driver control in 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, the robots are off and moving. Here comes Googly for the blue. Moving 1, 2, 3, 4 of those cubes into the 4-goal zone, but getting into a bit of a fight with non-Googly over in the middle. I bet they have sibling arguments all the time over which one sees better. Meanwhile, the Punavots, Team 6109, dropping in some people of their own into that scoring area. Now, we see what this robot does. It's got that little surgical tubing scoop on the front that sucks in cubes. He picks them up, finds them out, and drops them into the bin and hangs. So they just have to execute their plan to perfection in order to win this match here against Punahou, Team 6962. They've got a couple people on their arm. They're scooting around the field trying to score some. Here comes 8741, that's Googly, trying to push cubes to the scoring area for the Blue Alliance. Meanwhile, their partner, 8740, non-Googly, trying to match. Oh no, Punavots tipping forward onto their front. They have to lift themselves up with their arm. Will the arm resurrect them? Oh boy, I don't know if they're going to be able to climb. It's too much to breathe for that mountain. With a minute left on the clock, Punahou scooping into the blue scoring zone, and here comes 8741 Googly from Mililani. Now, I see a hook on that robot. I think maybe they could hang, and they might have to hang. We're going to see they've got 47 seconds left in order to score. So the endgame hasn't yet begun. Oh boy, some zip lines dropping, some people dropping over there for the Red Alliance, maybe a little earlier than they were supposed to. Here come the Punavots. Now they take the thing. They've got 30 seconds left on the clock. They're about to climb that mountain and drop off those scoring cubes. We got a pretty high scoring match right here. It's too close to call. It's all going to depend on these final hangs. Team 6962 from Punahou climbing the mountain. Here come the two Mililani robots, Googly and non-Googly. Did they go to the wrong sides? They're switching sides to the field. Alright, they're pushing into scoring out of this. Oh, Punavots flat on its back. Here comes the Mililani robot, non-Googly. That's 8740 trying to climb the mountain. They've got 8 seconds left on the clock. The other mountain is locked. They're flat on their back. Everyone's flat over. No hangs. They have 3 hanging robots and no hangs, and the match is over. Woo! Alright, well, I feel like Googly is going to be rubbing non-Googly's face in that one for a while, because we have yet to see Googly's underbelly. But, man, we had an exciting match. We had a robot slipping, we had a robot swooping. We had eyes Googling and eyes not Googling. We're going to see which alliance came out on top, be it the red or be it the blue, in qualification match number 6 over there. We got scores for match number 5, 163-18. Man, if you get up on that mountain at the end of the match, that is just so many points. So many points. It is 100 points to hang and flip this guy down to be your fella. Which, as we've seen, 100 points, that's a pretty consistently match-winning score. We've only had one team get more than 100 points so far and lose, I believe. Teams, I do have a bit of an announcement. So some of you guys, when your robots climb the mountain, your robots shed, it's like a robot equivalent of dandruff, but it's like screws and like bolts and like nuts and standoffs and sometimes motors. If you lose a part, you should come back to the playing field to check for your part, and maybe you should come back to the playing field to check for your part after the match anyways, just in case something critical fell off and you're going to be really sad later. I see right here, we've got, that's 2 rubber bands, 6 nuts, and a standoff on this mountain. And I don't even dare to look at the other mountains, because I'm sure there is more robot debris scattered over there. Guys, the field has enough debris. The field does not need your robots to break to. Alright, we've got qualification match number 7 is going to come up over here on field number 1. Our Red Alliance, we've got one team that's here and one team that's not. So team 7865, that's Castle, 7865. Oh, they're coming up to the field, we're good. Alright, so our red is going to be team 7438, our lovely hosts from Mililani, and their partners, team 7865 from Castle. And their partners in this match, because we haven't seen enough Mililani lately, it's going to be team 8898 Mililani, and their partners, team 9850, my favorite cheering section of them all, our homeschool team. Team 7438, their robot named Donut Hole. I've never seen a donut hole shaped quite like that. I would be interested to see the donut that it came from. But I bet it would be a really delicious metal donut. Always love the name of the robots. Our teams are queuing up over here. Just a reminder to everybody, restrooms, I believe the women's are out on that side towards field number 2, and the men's are out on this side towards field number 1. So if you're looking for a restroom, that is where you can find them. Their teams are getting set up. One thing that I've noticed is maybe a little bit different about FTC League play than other robotics tournaments is the number of matches. We've got 17 matches today. That is leisurely. Last year I called a VEX tournament that had 440 matches. Oh my gosh, I could not talk by the end. That was too many matches. We've got 17 today. That's a much nicer number. Our teams are pushing the buttons and twiddling the knobs to get their robots ready for the autonomous mode. Team 8898 trying to help diagnose their partner's connection problems, I think. Their partners did have a couple connection problems in that last match. And I see one of 8898's drivers leaning over and flipping some switches. I assume they're contracting some outside help. One of the not nice things about having so few matches is that you have no turnaround time between matches. I saw 9850 like 2 matches ago. That was like 5 minutes ago. They took their robot back to the pit and then they turned around and they came out here. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, 7865, that's Castle trying to get their arm into the 18-inch cube. So when robots start this game of rescue, right, they got to be inside of an 18-inch by 18-inch by, it's the third dimension of cube, 18 inches, yeah. So they're just trying to get themselves into position right here. And time is up, so we're going to go ahead and start this match. So, ready or not, Red Alliance, here the debris comes. So Red Alliance, you're as thumbs up as you're going to get, I think, and Blue Alliance, you also. So if our referees are ready to go, and our scorekeeper is ready to go, then we're going to kick off match number 7 in 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, here comes the autonomous mode. Donut hole, but the only autonomous, but oh, it hits the mountain. Oof. Well, okay, so they dropped 2 people down on the ground there. That's not optimal. Those are in the scoring zone, but there were robots in the scoring zone. That's worth a couple points. They got 15 seconds left on the clock. So Red going to start our game with a little bit of an advantage thanks to the hard work of Donut Hole. That's just so fun to say. It's a great name. Blue, a little bit of a hole early, if you will. I'm sorry, I'll stop. All right, so our referees tabulate the scores really quick. Is our red ready to go for traffic control? Is our blue ready to go for traffic control? Thumbs up. Referees, are we back at the scorekeeper? All right, traffic control begins in 3, 2, 1, go! Ding, ding. And Donut Hole again, the only moving robot. So Castle, our homeschool team, both seem to be having some slight connection and motion issues. So we might have a 1v1 in this match right here. Looks like those 2 teams just watching their partners trying to do it all for them. So we've got a real knockdown, drag out fight here. No partners to count on. Got a minute and 40 seconds left of the match. Here comes Mililani. Oh, they've got those 2 little people in their arm. They're going to try and flip them over, and they drop them both in. That's a bunch of points in that safe zone. So that's going to be 20 points. And that's going to probably cancel that early lead that Donut Hole got. But here comes the LA robot. It's a little bit behind in terms of debris moved into the 4 goal. Donut Hole's got like a dozen cubes and 4 balls. Mililani trying to play a little bit of catch-up right now. Alright, well here comes that Mililani robot. Signs flopping about on its side, picking up as many cubes as possibly can to turn around the field. They've got a minute left on the clock. And their opponents from Mililani trying to put in some cubes for the blue. Mililani and Mililani in this match. Now our lovely host robot dropping in some cubes over there on its floor goal. They look to have a slight edge in terms of speed of cubes dropped. Oh boy, they're de-scored from the other floor goal. Oh, that's just nasty. Stealing from their opponents to score for themselves. That's good strategy play. We got 40 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Mililani. He's stolen a couple of his white balls and moved them to the opposing floor goal. And their opponents from Mililani trying to do some last second scoring. Now it's going to matter, all that's going to matter now is how high they can climb those mountains, because they're about tied on the floor, they're about tied in the autonomous and the people. Oh boy! Whew! Mililani, high-centers on the way up the mountain, almost flips over onto his back but rescues it. They've got 14 seconds left on the clock to get up as high as they can. Both robots are low. Mililani is now middle sat. They're going up high. Can they make it? They've got those treads, they're a little bit slippery. 4 seconds left on the clock, they're higher than Donut Hole. Will they stay there? Oh, that thing is scary! Oh, but I think they managed to stay up high. I think that's going to be a high. Yeah. All right, qualification match number 6. We've got our scores on the big board over here. It's going to be 101-68 in favor of the red. 6109 and 8740. That's non-googly. Taking it over the googly eye pie. And just after I said that 100 points was a match-winning score, 101 points won a match. So that's pretty cool. Match number 8 over here on field number 2. Looks to be an exciting one, I think. Our Red Alliance is going to be team 6962. Probably, I think, the smallest of the robots that I've seen so far today. And their partners, it's going to be team 9378 from Mililani. So Punamo and Mililani. And their opponents in this match, I see team 7160, which, well, not the smallest robot here, I think is arguably the cutest. That bright green 3D printed scoop in front really just adds a design pop to it for me, I think. Their partners in this match are going to be team 8741 from Mililani, which I believe is the Googly bot. Yep, that's the Googler. are getting ready to dump the debris. That must be a little frustrating, these guys having to reset the field and then every 5 minutes get a whole big bin of cubes and balls and just dump it all over the field again and pick it up and dump the field again and pick it up. It's a Sisyphean task. So, big thank you to our field reset crew for all the work that they're putting in, picking things up and putting them down. Our team's looking about ready to go, so we're going to drop our debris and see how this initial spread plays out. That's a pretty random spread. That's sufficiently mixed, I think. Neither team looks like they have a big advantage coming out of that. So if our teams are just about ready to go, it's going to be Puno and Mililani over in the red. Are you guys ready? Can I get a thumbs up? Thumbs up. All right, over in the blue, Mililani and Mililani, thumbs up. All right, they're ready to go. Referees, are you ready to go? Audience, are you ready to go? No, you're not ready to go. All right, we'll work on it. We went from like mostly ready to kind of ready to not ready. This is the wrong direction, guys. Scorekeeper, are you ready to go? The scorekeeper's ready. That guy's got it every time. Autonomous is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go! So the only robots that we've seen move consistently are 8740 and 8741 from Mililani carrying Autonomous. Here comes the Googly Bot. Turn across the field. They've got 18 seconds left on Autonomous. They're going to flock those 2 men over to the safe zone. Oh no, they snagged cubes in front of their little plow in the front of the robot and they didn't get all the way up to the wall. And so the 2 men did not successfully drop in, our rescue climbers. That's going to be the end of Autonomous, but they are going to get that 5-point bonus. So as our referees kind of tabulate the scores over here really quick. Red lines, are you guys ready to begin driver control? Yeah, they look pretty ready. Blue lines, are you guys ready? Yes, they're definitely ready. All right, if our referees are ready to go, then scorekeeper and driver control in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, there's the ding signifying the begin, that famous double ding that signifies the beginning of driver control. Here comes Mililani, the little cute robot that could with that green cube in front. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little debris objects stored in that floor goal. Mililani and Mililani working together beautifully, coming at the floor goal from different angles. And oh boy, that blue floor goal is already loaded up. Meanwhile, their opponents in the red, that's going to be Mililani and Puno, 93-78 and 69-62. They're squeezing those debris objects over to their own floor goal in time. They're coming at it from the same angle, though. I like this thing where Mililani and Mililani coming at it from 2 different sides. And I already see a whole bunch of debris objects on their side of the field. Not very much in the red floor goal right now, but Mililani trying to put up some big points. Put up points the tough way by climbing the mountain. I see those hooks dropping down. They've got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock to get up as high as they can. Oh my gosh! Those arms went all the way into the robot. And they're in the air. You know, it really grinds my gears is when the robot climbs and the gears grind. Team 8741 Googly Bot over here for Mililani. Pushing 1, 2, 3, 4 debris objects in that scoring zone. That floor goal is getting full up. And our field is getting pretty clear. And they toss some points to the red, trying to get some ranking points. Their alliances improve their strength of schedule score. They've got about 40 seconds left on the clock, and the Googly Bot trying to clear its way so it can climb that mountain. And you want the path clear at the bottom of the mountain so you can get all the way up without anything caught in the robot. The endgame period has begun. You've got 30 seconds left on the clock, which means we're in the endgame and teams can start their hangs. So here comes 8741 Googly Bot from Mililani. They travel 1 guy down the zip line. They drop another climber down the zip line. Here they come, trying to see if they can get 3 climbers. Oh no, they're stopping up high. They got 12 seconds left on the clock. Holding in position. Not a whole lot of action on the field. 7 seconds left on the clock. We got nobody moving. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pretty well played match. I see a lot of cubes on the field for blue. That's probably a lot of points. We got scores from our previous match. Qualification match number 7. Team 9850 and their partners 8898 from Mililani winning it 57-34 over Mililani and Castle. That was match 8, so we're about to move on to match 9, which means we are roughly, not exactly, but roughly at the halfway point of the tournament. We are halfway done. Oh my gosh. All that exciting robot action that's behind us, there is just as much exciting robot action in front of us. A little more even. All right, and match match number 9, we're going to have team 7549 and team 6109 on the red. That's Punaho and the Punabots, which is a pretty cool name for a band. If anyone out there is looking for a band's name, Punaho and the Punabots. And their opponents in this match on the Blue Alliance, it's going to be 8898 and 8740. Mililani and Mililani. That is a less cool name for a band. Probably don't name your band Mililani and Mililani. It's lunchtime. The signal bells have rung, indicating that we may now leave our 5th period class and proceed to lunch. Or, in the case of this particular fine Friday, proceed to more awesome robot action. Got qualification match number 9 coming up on the field. It looks like our teams are getting ready to go. Here comes One Trick Pony. And oh my gosh, the behemoth from the Punabots. That robot is like a board cube, for those of you who get the Star Trek reference. I think. Ooh. Alright, our teams are about in position. 2 Mililani robots lined up really early in the match. So they're probably all ready to go. We're sitting on Punaho and the Punabots. Oh man, One Trick Pony and the Punabots. That is an even better band name. Here comes our debris dropping at midfield, and we've got most of the debris on the blue side of the field. So whether that's an advantage or a disadvantage for these robots, we're going to find out. They've got more on their way, but they've got more points to score. Alright, there's our red lines. Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Are you guys ready to go for autonomous? Yep, they're ready. Blue lines, thumbs up. Are you guys ready? They are also super ready. There were like 12 thumbs over there. That's what I like to see. Referees, are we ready to go? Scorekeeper, are we ready to go? Autonomous mode is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, well we got one, oof, that one Mililani robot. Doing its moving, but it got a piece of debris caught underneath itself in the autonomous mode. It did track the line. They've got 20 seconds left on the clock to try to turn and get into position to drop those people, but there's debris underneath their robot. Nope, they swing and a miss on those 2 people, dropped into not the bin that they were supposed to be dropped into. So, not a perfectly successful autonomous for that alliance. And we're going to see how they navigate with a ball trapped underneath their robot. Meanwhile, their opponent's not doing much of anything in auto. Red lines, are you guys ready to start traffic control? Yeah, you look like it. Blue lines, thumbs up. They're waiting a little bit. The referees are going to reposition that Mililani robot, 8740, aka the non-Googler. Just call it Bing. Bing's kind of catchy. And try to move it off that ball that is stuck underneath that robot that is inhibiting their driving. So that request was granted. We're going to get that ball out of there. And then that robot should be able to drive around a little bit better for the rest of the match. That's out from under them. Alright, looks like everybody's ready to go. Mililani thanking the refs. So red and blue are good to go. The refs need to put their shoes on before they're ready to call any match. We've got their jumping around to do in their ref outfits. But I think we have a thumbs up over here. So our scorekeeper is good. We're going to begin drive control in 3, 2, 1, go! Ding, ding goes the bell. And vroom, vroom go the robots. Team 8740 from Mililani moving all that debris out of their way, trying to clear a path for that partner robot, 8898. To score some goals. The Punabots, they've got some debris in the robot. I see a yellow cube down under there. Their high send on. We did see a bunch of these robots tip over backwards in a previous match. That debris can be scary. Oh boy. Here comes Mililani. 8740 has blocked One Trick Pony's ramp with cubes. How are they going to climb that ramp if they got cubes in the way? They've got a minute and 30 seconds left in the match to try to navigate those cubes from out of the way. But here comes 8740 just shoving those cubes on their face and climb over these. Can't hang if you can't get to that hanging spot. Team 8898, meanwhile, their partner harassing the Punabots over in the corner. The Punabots have yet to pick up a single cube. They've got a minute and 10 seconds left in the match. Here's their first cube of the day. There they go. And they're about to climb up the match. Those 2 Mililani robots shoving, rearranging. One trick pony climbed over the cubes. They're up on the ramp. They got their treads up high on those mountain paths. They got 57 seconds left on the clock to try to pull off that hang. We've seen them do it twice before. Here comes 6109. That extendo arm. That thing's like 6 feet long. That arm can reach further than I can. It can pull itself up stronger than I can too. 10 points in that middle goal for the Red Alliance. And 6109 drops to the cube. They got 40 seconds left on the clock. Team 8898 and Team 8740 trying to climb their respective mountain paths. 7549 one trick pony. They seem like they're hung up on the side of the mountain. I don't know if we're going to see that hang today. Here comes 8740 with Mililani trying to climb up that peak. Oh boy, the other Mililani robot has lost some treads. Its right side drive is not operational, so I think it's going to come down to can 8740 get up high, their hang, and release almost as get back over. It's shooting down. Oh, they're winching up. Did you see that jellyfish hang dance? That was crazy. 10 seconds left on the clock. Punabots and Mililani hanging with equal measure. Which one's going to get up first? They're both winching in. They got 4 seconds. They got 3 seconds. They got 2 seconds. Is he going up? Mililani is maybe up. Punabot's definitely not. So we're going to see how high they hung. Oh my gosh, that was the most tense thing I think I've seen all day. Was this little floppy arm on Team 8740, which came unflopped, did not hit its target like it was supposed to, and then wiggled forward and then backwards and then forward and then backwards and then forward, and they drove back at just the right second and hooked on that top bar, and then they winched themselves up, and that might be worth 80 points if they're not fully supported, if they're fully supported by that bar. If they're touching the bar flow, it's not, oh, our referees say that is a hang. So a miraculous last second hang for Team 8740, and that might be the difference in this match. Oh my gosh. That was drama. Scores from match 8 are up on the big board. 109-23 in favor of the blue, Team 7160 and Team 8741. So our cute little robot and their partner the Google are taking it in that match over Punaho and Mililani. Match number 10 is about to happen over here on field number 2. And the red, we've got Team 5159 from Punaho and their partners. That's going to be Team 9378 from Mililani. And their opponents in this match would be Team 5902 from Punaho. And their partners are host 7438 from Mililani Donut Hole. So Donut Hole we've seen can fill up its donut hole with lots of debris off the ground and move them over into the scoring area. They've got that nice little intake. And their partners on 5902 for Punaho. I see a hook on that thing. So we're going to see if we maybe have some high-hanging action on that side of the field. Meanwhile, their opponents, Mililani, we know to be an able little scooper. 5159 has been having some connection troubles so far, but we hope to see them moving around in this year match. Alright, our teams are in position. We're right in a minute for connection issues, I think. We're going to give them some time to get connected. In the meantime, a big thank you to Mililani High School for having us at a very nice facility. We would not have anywhere to compete were it not for the graciousness of our member teams. This time it was Mililani lending us their very nifty little facility here, so we're glad to have them. For anyone who's just checking in who did not hear the brief little rules explanation earlier, in this game, it's called Rescue, PC Rescue. We've got debris all over the field, and it seems they're supposed to clean it up. So they can clean it up by putting it in floor goals, they can clean it up by putting it in high goals, and at the end they have mountains on the side that they can climb, and climbers that they can rescue by dropping them down a zip line. Starts with an autonomous mode and then it goes into drag control. And speaking of autonomous mode, hey Red Alliance, are you guys ready to go? Can I get a thumbs up from Red? Yeah, I can. Blue Alliance, you guys ready to go? They're super ready too. Got their safety glasses and everything. Alright, referees, are you ready to go? Scorekeepers, ready to go. Autonomous mode, gonna begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Here comes Donut Hole. They've got consistent little autonomous too, although they've got a whole bunch of debris underneath their robot right now. Lifting their arm up in the air and just posing stylishly for the rest of the world to behold. Because they've got some debris trapped underneath their robot. 15 seconds left on autonomous, so I don't see much motion going on with it. 5, 4, donut hole, still beautiful. 1, 0. So that's time over here. The referees are going to tabulate the scores. It looks like they already got it. So, red line's driver control ready to go. Blue line's driver control ready to go. Referee is scorekeeper, driver control in 3, 2, 1, go! Well, here they come. Donut hole immediately gets off that debris. That's nice. Here comes 5159. They're connected properly for about 3 seconds, and then they stop again. Here, their partners from Mililani, meanwhile, on the other side of the field, trying to do some scooping of their own. They've got one person dropped into the safe zone. And they've got another climber on the other side. Oh, it looks like they lost him. But they're going to be okay. There was a bunch of points dropped over there in that safe zone for them. Meanwhile, their opponents in the blue, 74-38, Mililani's donut hole. I am hungry. Wants to get some of those cubes over there in their scoring zone. They push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. And they're popping them back out in a second now. Meanwhile, their opponents, Kalani, trying to climb that mountain. 51 from 59 from Punahou. Stopped dead in the middle of the field, but 5902 also from Punahou, trying to climb that blue side of the mountain, and I see that big floppy hook on the side of the robot. We're going to see if they can get it up and over. They've got a minute left on the clock. Remember, you can't start their hang until the ending. So they have about 30 seconds left. You got to be hanging during the ending. 74-38 from Donut Hole, trying to score as much as he can off the floor of the field. That blue floor goal is getting pretty filled up. I see probably about 20 points worth up in there. Oh boy, here comes Punahou, climbing the mountain now. There's a trade. We've seen them slip a little bit before, but they get up into the mid zone. They're going to get up into the high zone. We're going to see if they unfold their hook. They've got, 40 seconds left in the clock, so they got to wait a little while before they can. Oh, up it goes. Up it goes. They're winching it. Are they going to get it over? 31, 30. And the robot slips at the worst possible time. They're raising it up. They're trying to get that over. Okay, here they go. It's over. It's on the bar. They got that square hook on top of that square bar. And it looks like their winch is pulling them up. We're going to see if they can get themselves into the air. They've got that little pink string. You're going to watch that thing progress as they get down. Meanwhile, the partners from Donut Hole trying to execute a climb of their own. 5902, they're already up high. We're going to see how much higher they can get. They're up in the air. Oh, they kick their treads over that center bar. They've got 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And it looks like they're up. That's a hang. If I had to call it, I would call that 80 points. Alright, that's a nice big round number. 80. Looking pretty good there for the blue. Speaking of things that look good for the blue, 135 to 132 in favor of the two Mililani robots, 8898 and 8740, over their opponents, Punahou and the Punabots. So that hang at the last second, that huge 8-point hang, that got them the win by a measly 3 points. They scored 80 points and they won by 3. Whew.
It was
qualification match. Number 11, I believe. Yep, qualification match number 11. About to kick off here on field number 1. Just waiting on one more team. That's team 9850. Whew. Man, you really do get no turnaround time with these matches. They're just so close together. It's every other one. I feel bad for our poor cuers who have to be constantly rushing out of the audience and saying, look guys, I know you just put your robots down, but you gotta come back. So thank you very much to our cuers for their hard work. Trying to get our teams up the field, but in the red, it's gonna be team 9850, and their partners, that's gonna be team 7160. So we got a robot with one little awesome bright green 3D printed attachment, and another one with a bright yellow little attachment that I love very much. Those back wheels are just the coolest. And their opponents in this match is going to be 8898, the Shred bot from Mililani, the only one of the 3 Mililani bots that looks a little different. And their partners, probably our smallest Shred bot, is going to be 6962 from Punahou. 7160 and 6962, I think they got a little bit of a grudge going on. I think they've been in 3 matches with each other so far. Can we see someone else? Not you guys. There goes the debris. You can always hear when the debris goes. Alright, our referees have set up the field for autonomous. Alright, so still short of team 9850, if they're going to come up, doesn't have too much longer to get out here before we're just going to have to barrel through according to the schedule. Oh, I see a shock eye, I see thumbs up. No, we're just going. Alright, cool. We're off to the races. It's going to be a 2v1, so we're going to see if 7160 is really the little robot that could take on 2 bigger robots. Alright, red lines, you guys ready? You better be ready. This is an important one. It's going to be a challenge. Blue lines, you guys ready? Mililani and Punahou, they're ready to take on the 1 Mililani robot. Referees, are you guys ready? Hey, audience, are you guys ready? Alright, so, and like a little ready. Scorekeeper, ready to go. Alright, autonomous mode is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, hey, we have motion. Team 6962 from Punahou darts across the field after 12 seconds to stand in place, but they do high center, unfortunately, on a little cube. They've got a cube trapped underneath that robot that's going to make it tricky for them to drive for the rest of the match. So they got to get that thing out from under them. That's got to be the first thing they do. Autonomous is over. And our referees tabulate the scores real quick. Alright, 7160. Here's the ultimate challenge for you guys, the 2v1. I hope you're ready to go. Thumbs up? Thumbs up. Blue lines, are you guys ready to go? Alright. They're talking back and forth, making sure things are good. I think they're about, Alright, thumbs up. Alright, if our referees are ready, and our scorekeeper is ready, then driver control in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, Punahou just got right off that cube. Oh, nope, still stuck on them. They're a little bit stuck. Here comes Mililani scooting forward across the field with their plow. Meanwhile, Mililani, who's going to be the story of this match? Can these guys get enough points into that floor goal to make up for the fact that they have 2 opponents? They're just one robot alone in the world. 1 is the loneliest number, especially when you're a robot and don't have feelings. Team 7160. And Mililani, they've got 4 cubes under them, but they do manage to escape narrowly in the nick of time. Meanwhile, their opponents, that's going to be 6962 from Punahou and 8898 from Mililani. They've got some cubes of their own. Remember, teams can only push 5 cubes at a time. If you push more than 5 cubes at a time, you get a penalty. And as we saw earlier today, penalties can swing matches in a big way. Oh boy, here go the treads on the side of 8898 from Mililani. Those treads have not been hanging out too well today. They broke on the mountain earlier, and they've broken again in this match. So maybe we do have a 1v1. Mililani's odds are improving a little, and I do think they have currently just as many points in that floor goal as their opponents do. And 6960 from Puno might have some stuff stuck under it. So we're going to see if 7160 can play a little catch-up. They got 50 seconds left in the match, and they're scooting those cubes across the field in their favor. Here comes 6962. They look like they're aiming for the mountain, but there's some debris in the way. 40 seconds left on the clock. It's the final countdown for Team 7160. I swear, robotics tournament. It's the only place you can hear the final countdown and Mr. Roboto back-to-back. Team 7160 from Mililani popping in some little cubes. Meanwhile, Mililani's just totally lost the left side, the right side of its drivetrain. Oh, and Bruno's flat on his back. 6962. All right, this is Mililani's chance. You got two disabled robots against you. What started as a 2v1 is now a 0v1. They've got 10 seconds left to get as high up as they can. Don't flip over on your back, little robot. You can do it. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Stay put. 2 seconds, 1 second. Ah! Okay, well, it did not flip over. It's touching the ramp and the floor, but that still worth some points. And 69-62 and 88-98, they weren't working for the last half of the match. I see more points in the floor goal for Mililani than I do for Mililani and Puno. Alright, we're going to see what happened, but this is close. This is a lot closer than I think anyone expected for a 2 versus 1. The impressive performance by Mililani. Scores for qualification match number 10 are up on the board. It's 153 points for the blue, 24 points for the red. So that match was definitely looking good for the blue. Donut Hole putting in a lot of work in that match. And their partners from Puno hang. It's time for qualification match number 12. We've only got 5 left after this. And oh my gosh, there's a lot of Puna in this match because it's going to be on the red. Team 7865 Castle and that partner is Team 7549. That's One Trick Pony from Punaho. And their opponents is going to be again Punaho and the Punabots, Team 5159, and their partner is 6109. So 6109, we saw that epic super hang once. And we saw it almost fire off a second time. One Trick Pony, I think we've seen hang a couple of times. So we got 2 hang bots in this match. We've seen Castle try to climb up that wall, but I don't think we've seen them pull it off yet. Here comes our field reset crew, dumping all the debris back out onto the field again. Team's doing a little bit of maintenance. I see some loose screws and nuts all over the field. There's not a lot you can do to combat that in a game with this much climbing of bumpy objects. This is a real engineering challenge. Climbing like a 45-degree slippery slope with bars in the way, and hooking yourself over the bars, and then lifting your robot up the mountain. Those mountains are crazy. Alright, looks like our teams are ready to go, so we're going to dump the debris. And we've got all those white balls over here on the blue side of the field this time. Including a whole bunch right by the Punabot. So we're going to have to see how they navigate that at the beginning of autonomous mode. But I think our team's looking about ready to go. Red Alliance, can I get a thumbs up? Are you guys ready? Yep, Red Alliance is ready. Blue Alliance. They were waiting. They're checking up to make sure everything's in exactly the perfect position. All right. pretty good to me. So they say they're ready to go. So we got red and blue alliances ready to go. Our referees, I think, are ready to go. I'm not even going to bother with the audience because I know you guys ain't ready. And our scorekeeper, I think, is ready to go over there in the corner. So we're going to kick things off for our time. That's in 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, well, here come the Twinbots, and indeed, that white ball is trapped underneath their scoop. So we're going to see how they navigate that. Got 20 seconds left on the clock. Audience, I know I said that I knew you wouldn't be ready. That was a little mean. But I think we can work on it, you know? We just got to really talk about our feelings on the subject, and we can hash it out. 5 seconds left on the clock. Not timeless. And then we're going to begin the exciting drive control portion of our match, in which we'll hopefully see some scoring. So that was an easy one for the refs to score, I think. And I think we're just about ready for track control. Our teams are all giving me the thumbs up. Blue, are you guys ready? Yep, okay, cool. Referees, scorekeeper, driver control, good to begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Ding, ding! Here comes 7865 from Castle. Oh, Poonbots lost their flag on the field. The 5159 from Puno still not moving around during the drive control period. That's a little bit of a bummer. I'd like to see what that robot can do. Oh, the Punobots dropping in those two people beautifully. Those climbers are rescued in the plastic bin. That means they're safe. Team 7549, the one-trick pony over there. Trying to climb up the mountain, but there is a whole bunch of debris in front of the spot where they would like to climb to the red castle. Meanwhile, already also starting their climb. Got 90 seconds left in the match. If these two teams are already climbing up, they got a minute before they can try to hang or anything. So they're just getting prepared. The Punobots trying to pick up, as we've seen those Punobots, they like to pick up a whole bunch of those cubes and dump them into the middle high goal on their way up the side of the mountain. They've got 1 minute and 15 seconds left. They're trying to pick up as many as they can. They've got 1, they've got 2. Oh, they dropped one onto the side of the robot, so they got 1, they got 2. And now it looks like they're about to begin their ascent with a minute left on the clock. They flip the switch and a climber descends down the zip line. They hold themselves in position, and here comes that amazing extendo arm. Yeah, a Bosch T-metal, looks like. And oh, they do miss with both of those cubes. They're not going to get near those. We're going to see if they manage to hang. They've got 45 seconds left on the clock, and that arm is just, is this thing like 6 feet tall? If you put this robot on its side and like reached up in the air, would it be taller than me? I'm legitimately curious. This is a long arm of the law. 32 seconds left on the clock. There's the 30-second warning, so they can begin to hook one trick pony on the other side of the field. Try and climb. Punobots, they've got their 3D printed little gripper, but it doesn't look like it's quite reaching this time. Need to retract their arm better into position, maybe. 15 seconds on the clock for one trick pony, and they're not at the top of the hill yet. Usually they like to be up a lot earlier than that. Here come the Punobots, desperately reaching. Like you know, someone with a ladder trying to reach a thing. That was a good analogy. We've got 3 seconds left on the clock, and neither robot has climbed. I think we're going to end the match with them both down low. Punobot's a little bit higher than one trick pony, but the hang just out of reach for both teams, figuratively and literally. Alright, well, we're going to start lucky number 13 over here. And once again, it's going to be 8740 versus 8741, so googly versus non-googly. But their partners this time have changed. We've got another hanger that's 5902 from Puno in the red, and in the blue, 7438, our host donut hole. While we wait, a quick bad joke. So Heisenberg is driving down the highway at remarkable speed. He's just blazing down, and a cop puts on the signals behind Heisenberg, pulls up behind him, and pulls him over to the side of the road and says, "Did you know how fast you were going?" And Heisenberg says, "No, but I know where I am." It's the Heisenberg answer. All right. field now, and egg on my face. So we're going to go ahead and kick off our match between our red alliance of Mililani and Punaho and our blue alliance of Mililani and Mililani. I think we know what we're about to see on Autonomous, so all that matters is if the teams are ready. Red alliance, are you guys ready to go? Blue alliance, you guys ready to go? Alright, our teams have hype. They are pumped. They are raring. Referees, are you guys ready to go? Alright, audience, please show me your love. Are you guys ready to go? Audience! Yeah. That was even worse. Right, audience, try it again. Audience, are you ready? Yeah. There we go. Alright, cool. Scorekeeper. Alright, we're going to kick off qualification match number 13 in 3, 2, 1, go! Day 5, match 13. The Autonomous begins as both Mililani robots are going for it. One of them has a white ball stuck underneath it. That might be a problem, and they do miss the line they're looking for, both of them. So I don't know if either robot can get that Autonomous bonus. You got 15 seconds left. No Autonomous bonus. Those Autonomous points are not going to come for either of these teams. But the blue team is in their little beacon scoring zone. So they're going to get 5 points for being over there. Blue going to start with a little bit of a lead in drive control. Our referees tabulate the scores. They have a pretty easy job of it. Red lines, are you guys ready for drive control? Blue lines, ready for drive control? Alright, our drivers are crouched. They are off the races, and the races are going to begin. Referees ready. Scorekeeper ready. 3, 2, 1, drive! Alright. Now here comes non-googly, that robot, 8740 for Mililani. They've got a white ball trapped underneath their scoop. They do score, both of their climbers in the same zone. Meanwhile, their opponents, 8741, that's googly, trying to execute the same maneuver, scooping out all the debris into the scoring zone. Red right now with a huge lead in scoring zone points on the ground. 8741 just scooping all sorts of points in there. Donut Hole, meanwhile, trying to equal that. Oh, I see two little climbers in their thing. Are they going to go for the high goal? They're driving over. Is it over? Are they going to release them? They put them out and they get them both. That's a lot of climbers down there for the Blue Alliance. I see 1, 2, 3 down there. Meanwhile, 5902 for Punaho. Looks like they're going to start their hangover in the corner. There's a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock in this match. The two identical Mililani robots, Googly and Bing, I guess I'm calling it now. 8740 manages to scoop, a whole bunch of points over to the blue zone from both of those robots. Working together, that's not what you're supposed to be doing, guys. You're on different teams. Meanwhile, here comes non-googly, 8740, scooping in 1 cube into its own scoring zone. The path is clear for it to ascend the blue mountain. Oh, the field is so clean right now. 8741 trying to clean up its own field in the same way. They've got 45 seconds left on the clock to score as many cubes as they can. They've only got 10 seconds left before they're going to have to start trying to hang. 8740. The blue side of the field is clear. Donut Hole and Bing doing the work. 32 seconds left, and it looks like everyone's about to start climbing. Here comes Punaho, 5902. We've seen them hang before. Oh, they dropped down. That was a violent drop, but they've got their winch going. Here comes 8740, their opponents from Mililani. Oh, they slide back down the mountain. Meanwhile, Googly trying to climb the mountain. Now, we've seen some of these robots slip before. We got 15 seconds left on the clock. Everybody's trying to climb. But Punaho easily closes 5902, lifting themselves in the air. It looks like they almost have the hang. They're almost up there. And they're good. We've got 5 seconds left. No one else up the mountain, so Punaho's 80-point hang gonna swing it. And we're done. Red getting those 80 points at the last second. That could be a big difference maker in this match. Alright, that was qualification match number 13. That was a pretty exciting one. We got 4 left on the docket. That's the 4 numbers after 13, of course, being 14, 15, 16, and 17. Those are the matches that we will have. We have scores from previous match, qualification match number 12, Blue taking it. That's team 5159 and team 6109. So Punaho and the Punabots edging out Castle and Punaho.
No, outside the star configuration. So this one's probably down like that. Okay.
14. We've got, on the red, it's going to be team 6962 from Punahou, and their partners team 7865 from Castle. And their opponents in the match, in the blue, it's going to be team 9378 from Mililani and 7549, One Trick Pony from Punahou. Teams are in position, so it looks like the debris is inbound. We're going to hear that signature clatter as the avalanche strikes that causes the climbers to need a rescue. Badonk-a-donk. Go the cubes as they tumble down those wooden plates. All white balls this time ending up on the blue side again. So blue going to have to contend with that. Our debris is scattered. Red lines. Are you guys ready to go? Thumbs up. Blue lines. Ready to go? Thumbs up. Alright, referees, ready? Alright, audience, if I let you get to the state championships and you don't know how to say when you're ready, they'll never let me live it down. So can I hear it, please? Audience, are you ready for match 14? Okay, that's better. We're getting there. We're getting there. Alright, scorekeeper, ready? Alright, autonomous begins in 3, 2, 1, go! Well, there we go. That Punahou robot. That takes like 12 seconds to get going, but when it gets going, it does in fact go. During the autonomous mode, it screws its way across the field and into that zone for 5 points at the end of autonomous. So this should be a pretty quick score for our refs. I think we can move into driver control pretty quickly. As autonomous winds down to a close. All right, red lines, drivers, you guys ready to go? Thumbs up. Red, blue's ready. Red is ready. Yes, ready. All right, our referees are ready. Our scorekeeper is ready, so we're going to kick off driver control mode in 3, 2, 1, go! All right. Mililani, oh, no, there they go. They're pushing over on that side of the field. And One Trick Pony doing the same. So One Trick Pony, we know they've got their one trick. They're going to go try to hang. And their opponents in the red from Castle and the other Punahou robot, those robots are pretty good at field control. Here comes 9378 from Mililani. They've got a climber in their claw. They just miss on that one. So they've got another arm. They toilet bowled into the safe zone. So that's going to be 10 points for 9378. That's a pretty big swing right out of the gate. We've got 90 seconds left in this match. Team 6962 from Punahou about to go over there and climb that mountain. So we've got 2 Punahou bots. The Punabots, if you will, except they're not the Punabots, because that's a different team. They're over on one side of the field. And Castle and Mililani on the other side of the field. Castle looks like it's about to begin its ascent up their mountain. And their opponents from Mililani seem to have high-centered on a cube. We've got about a minute left. One Trick Pony and their teammates from Punahou 6962, the smallest robot of the competition, about to try to climb. Here comes Castle trying to hook themselves up. We saw that hook fail before, but this time it got up there. Oh boy, here they go up the mountain. All right, that's the mid-high. That's pretty high. That's worth a lot of points. That's worth 20 points, I believe. So right now, red looking pretty good. We're going to see if any of their opponents can equal that climb. One Trick Pony, we know, can get pretty high when there's not a cube under their treads, but there is a cube under their treads right now. They've got 30 seconds left on the clock to get over there and high hang as high as they can. Meanwhile, Mililani, their partner, is trying to climb. Punahou 6962 flat on their back, doing a little turtle dance. That robot was just catching up there. It's fairly Mars rovery. Luckily, that did not happen to any of the Mars rovers. There's not quite as much tricky debris to contend with on Mars as there is here. 7 seconds left on the clock, and I don't think we're going to see much more climbing. So Castle's high climb. Oh, they extend the arm. We're going to see how high they can get it. No, not quite. But Castle's high climb going to be the highest climb in this match. That's worth a bunch of points. There's not a lot in the 4 goals, so that might just be everything. I'm going to see how this goes. Oh boy, 8740 defeating 8741. I knew that the score had gone up because I heard the Mililani kids talking to each other over in the corner. As 8740 defeats Googly Eyes 8741. So donut hole and Bing pavement defeating 5902 and 8741. Oh, lovely audience members. I am very sad to say that we only have 3 matches left together. It has been a short but wonderful time, and I think both of our lives. We're about to kick it off over here with match number 15 on field number 1. We got 3 matches left in the day. Oh man, our teams are starting to be done. This might be the last match. This is the last match for some of the teams involved. I don't believe we're going to get a chance to see the Punabots again. So if you haven't, audience, if you haven't seen this giant behemoth of a robot climbing the enormously tall mountain with its super long arm and its super skinny wires, you should make a point of getting over here to watch this. This is a thing to behold. Also a thing to behold, Team 7160, the little robot that could, taking it against 2 opposing robots in an earlier match today and acquitting themselves. Oh man, they did so admirably, so well. And their opponents for the red is going to be Team 7438 from Mililani, our hosts. That's Donut Bowl. And their partners, homeschooled in their last match today also, Team 9850. Trying to see if they can manage to get their robot on the field before the match begins. They did have to miss their last match to make repairs. Alright, so we are going to have a 2v1 here in qualification match number 15. So Team 7160 from Mililani, the boot is now on the other foot. The tables have been turned. They are now the 2, and their opponents, also from Mililani, are the 1. Alright, the debris is down the field. Red Alliance, are you guys ready to go? Wish you all the best in your 2v1 challenge. Blue Alliance, are you guys ready to go? The Punabots and the little robot that could. We're going to see if there's a medium-sized robot that could over there in Donut Hole as we go into match number 15. Referees, are we ready to go? Alright, hey audience, are we ready to go? There we go. Scorekeeper, ready. Alright, our time begins in 3, 2, 1, go! And Donut Hole, the only robot moving, so that's a way to get off to a good start. It's to be the only robot that moves, not Thomas. And they pick up some huge. They've got 20 seconds left on the Thomas clock. They're going to get a 5-point bonus for being over there in that scoring zone. Neither of our opponents can get that. So they're out to an early lead despite having no partner for this match. Three seconds left on the clock. Now Thomas has come to an end. Alright, there go the little bells. So our team's getting their controls. It's pretty easy to calculate the scores for this one. Donut Bowl, are you guys ready? They are ready. Blue Alliance, you guys ready? They're ready. Referee's ready. Scorekeeper ready. Driver control begins in 3, 2, 1, go! Our robots are off. Here comes Donut Bowl trying to score those people into the safe zone. They're having a little trouble because there's cubes in the way, but they flip them out. Oh, they got cubes up in there. They've lost a person down the ground. The climber has escaped. The Punabots, they lose one themselves, but they do score one. So that'll be 10 points to the Punabots. Punabots, we know their game plan. Pick up those cubes, climb that mountain, and hang as high as they can. And it's all about execution for them. Donut Bowl and their schoolmates from Mililani, 7160. Care a lot more about getting things into that floor goal, pulling up the floor goal, clearing out the field, and then getting as high as they can on the mountain before the match ends. But man, the mountain is just for so many points, so I think a lot of this is going to hinge on whether or not the Punabots can get themselves up top, and whether they can dump anything into that middle goal. They've got 70 seconds left to do it, so all the time in the world, in terms of a robotics match. Here they come, they're climbing, they've got their arms up high in the right spot. Last time their arms were a little bit too low, and as a result they couldn't reach the top of their hang. And here they come to drop, and they get all 3, so that's going to be 30 points in that mid-goal for them. That's a big advantage for the blue, and here comes the hang. They've got 50 seconds left on the clock. They're just trying to get in position at this point. They want to make sure they have as much time as they can. And as exciting as this floor goal action is over here, Donut Bowl scoring up a storm on the floor. I think for the last 2 seconds of the match, I'm going to direct everyone's attention over to the Punabots. Get ready to look this way. Because that thing when it hangs is amazing. There's 30 seconds left in the clock. It's the end games. They're starting their hang. They're looking it up in the air. Here comes 7160 from Mililani Mill. They're trying to climb that mountain, but there's a risk that they'll tump over on their backs. They're doing as well as they can. Uh-oh, I heard a yell over there. It didn't sound like a happy yell, but here they come. The robot's not climbing quite straight. The winches are coming up together. Here comes Donut Hole. They're up as high as they're going to get, and they're just stopping. They got 8 seconds left on the clock. So the question is, can the Poonbots hang in time? They got 5 seconds to be totally unsupported. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, we're not quite in time, I don't think. But that's still going to be a high sit for them, I believe. Alright, so that's a lot of points over there. They got a lot of points by dropping things in the mid-goal. They got some points by dropping things in that scoring zone. So Poonbots did get a lot of points there. Not quite the signature climb that we saw at the beginning, but still pretty impressive. And man, just look at that robot. Meanwhile, the two Mililani robots, they both know now what it's like to be one robot struggling against two. A valiant effort by both Donut Hole and the little robot that could 7160. We got scores up on the board for qualification match 14. It's going to be 46-31. Blue defeats red. That's 93-78 from Kalani. And then partners from Punahou. They defeated Punahou and Castle. Oh boy. Well, it's time for qualification match number 16. Field number 2, I love you very much. You were a good field. This is your last match for today. And oh boy, lovely audience members. I see a lot of red on the field. And I don't see a lot of red because of the Red Alliance. I see a lot of red because the teams in this match are going to be, for the Blue Alliance, Team 8740, that's Mililani. And their partners, Team 8741, that's Mililani. And their opponents in this match, that's going to be, Team 8898, that's Mililani, and Team 5159, everybody say it with me, Punahou, not Mililani, I tricked you. So, googly and non-googly, or Bing, I suppose, have been enemies, fierce enemies so far in this tournament. They've only played against each other. They're identical robots, more or less. They're not quite identical, but it's close. And they've had some fights. They've celebrated gleefully when defeating each other. And now they're loading up as partners. Meanwhile, their opponent, 8898 with the treads, has been having some problems with those treads. We're going to see how it works out. And that partner is 5159, probably the last match of the tournament right here. They've been having some connection issues, but we really look forward to seeing what they can do once they get those fixed. Now 8740 and 8741 have an interesting opportunity here because 8740 is currently ranked second and has a whole lot of ranking points on our leaderboard. So if they win, they're going to move into a tie on qualifying points with the Poonbots, but they do have a big ranking point edge. So a win in this match would probably mean taking first place in the tournament for 8740. That's Bing from Mililani. And their partners, Googly, have not been doing as well. They're down more towards the bottom of the ranking, but they have a big opportunity here to buoy their teammates' rankings of the tournament. Meanwhile, 8898 over there, currently sitting in fourth, so a win for them right now would bump them up into second. A lot of ranking on the line in this match. This is a pretty significant one. And a lot of similar looking robots. You're going to have a tricky time calling the part, but it looks like everyone's about ready to go. The debris is dumped. Well, bang. Hey, the Red Lions, are you guys ready to go? Alright, hey, Mililani, are you guys ready to go? Alright, sounds good. That covers everybody. Alright, for the next to last time, lovely audience, are you ready to go? I'll try it again. For the next to last time, lovely audience, are you ready to go? There we go. I lied the first time when I said it was the next to last time. But I think our reps are ready, and I think our scorekeeper's ready. So our time is going to kick off in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh boy, here comes Googly. They've got that one white ball trapped underneath them, but they're moving across the field. They've got their light sensor online. It is on target. They're turning into position. They drop those 2 people over, and they're good. So that's going to be 20 points in autonomous, and another 20 points at the end of the match for those 2 people. So already up to a 40-point lead as our Blue Alliance read in a little bit of a hole early. 5 seconds left in autonomous. I think that's going to be it for autonomous. And another 5 points for being in that zone. So Blue up to a big early lead. Red trying to play a little bit of catch up here. Red, are you ready to try to catch up? Yeah, they are. Blue, you guys ready? All right, referees, scorekeepers. All right, drive control begins in 3, 2, 1, go! Ding, 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 and here come those 2 identical Mililani robots, 8740 and 8741, across the field, bumping into each other, having a little bit of a synergy issue as they both move forward and backwards at the same time. I think they have some balls stuck out of their robots. 5159, they're moving for the first time in the tournament during drive control. This is exciting. I see their intake, they got that conveyor, they're picking up some cubes. Oh boy, here comes 8740 with 2 more people. So all 4 people scored into that blue goal. The climbers have all been rescued for, I think, the first time in the tournament. By our Blue Alliance here, that's a lot of points. And here come 8740 and 8741, just clearing up the field goals. That partner is 8898, their opponent's 8898 on the other side of the field. Score their people as well, so those Mililani robots dropping in all of those climbers, rescuing them, bringing them to safety. We've got a minute and 10 seconds left in the match. And Mililani are all moving. Pudon having a little bit of drivetrain trouble over on the other side of the field, I think. Oh boy, here comes some sabotage by the Mililani robots. Trying to all block off each other's ramps so they can't score. 8898, the tread snap. They can't move anymore, they're out of position. 8740, that's big, clearing out the path of Googly Eyes so they can get up there. 8898 right now parked in the way of the ramp. That's interesting. 45 seconds left. Playing some defense by that team right there. We got 44 seconds. And teams look like about all they have left to do is climb. Because 8898 has blocked the field goal area for the Blue Alliance. So the Blue Alliance is trying to do its climbing stuff. Both of their ramps are blocked by 2 robots that really can't move. 5159 having some connection issues, and 8898 with a blown drivetrain. So Blue right now with a big lead thanks to having rescued the climbers. They've got 60 points on these climbers. 8740, not entirely clear on whether to climb or not, ends up flipping itself on its back. So with 10 seconds left in the match, we're going to see what our final score is. So 8740 got a penalty up there by trying to climb the wrong ramp, possibly, and flipped over on their back, so their belly is exposed to the sky. But they did have a big lead early in the match, so we may have a new leader when we see the scores posted. Speaking of scores, here comes 7160 and 6109. They win. Oh, they're going to move up the rankings. 92-66. Taking those qualification points and some ranking points, defeating 9850 and 7438. So Donahue, a really, really strong effort, but not quite able to pull it out alone. It was ultimately the hang of the Punabots, or the mid-high climb of the Punabots that took it to them. Well, lovely audience members, the debris has dropped. It is time for our very final match of the day. I am saddened by this news, as I hope all of you are, because it means that this is the end of the exciting robot action. And that you all came here to witness. Thank you so much for coming out. A big thank you to all of our volunteers, our lovely hosts, everyone who helped make this day possible, all the parents, all the coaches, all the mentors. We're done with league play, and we're going to see you guys at the state championships for FTC. We've got this one more match to get through, and then we're going to be there. So, oh boy. Hey, you remember how last match we had a lot of Mililani? Well, this match, I think I see another school taking over the field. On the Red Alliance, we've got Team 7160. That's going to be Mililani, our lovely host, and their partners, 5902. That's Punaho. And on the other side of it, we've got, for the blue, Punaho and Punaho. That's going to be 6962, the smallest route around, and 7549 One Trick Pony. Okay. Looks like everybody's ready to go. Red Alliance, can I get a thumbs up? Blue Alliance, thumbs up. Alright, audience, for the very last time, are you ready? I'll take it. Alright, referees, I think our thumbs are up. Scorekeepers, our thumbs are up. Autonomous mode is going to kick off. Last match of the day in 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, now we got a couple moving robots in here. It's 5902, they do their movement thing over to the other side, slowly trundling over. Meanwhile, 6962, they wait 12 seconds, and right about now, usually, they start to drive forward. No, okay, cool. Well, they look a little bemused, I am too, but 5902 has trundled all the way over into that beacon zone. I think you're going to get 5 points for that. So, Red with a slight lead going into the rest of this match, but they do seem to have high center. Referees tabulate the scores really quickly. Hey, Red, are you guys ready to drive? Thumbs up. Red? Yep. Blue, thumbs up. Ready to drive. Referees? Yeah, we're good. Scorekeepers? Good. All right. Drive control for our last match today. We've got 2 minutes of robotics left, so get your robot action while you can in 3, 2, 1, go! Here they go. 7160. That little robot moves pretty fast. It's got 1, 2, 3 cubes in front of its little green scoop. Their partners, 5902, they've got that big unfolding flappy claw. We've seen them hang a couple of times now. They are tied for our tournament's most successful hanging robot so far with, on the other side of the field, that's going to be One Trick Pony. They've hung a couple of times too, so we're going to see a battle of hangers right here. The climber cascades down that little zip line off to the side of the field. That's going to be 20 points in favor of the Blue Alliance. We've seen some instructions come off the field. 6962 seems to have had some connection issues. Maybe that's why their autonomous didn't fire. So, you know, 7160, they were on one side of a 2v1, then they were on the other side, now they're on the second side again, they're the 2. So this kind of worked out for them. But they're the Punaho robots, 5902 and 7549. These guys go to the same school, came up with very different ways of hanging, and we're right now going to see which way of hanging is working a little bit better. One Trick Pony, looks like the shirts are caught between 2 of those bars. They're trying to get as high as they can. They got 55 seconds left in this match. 5902, meanwhile, with that long flappy hook, they're trying to reach that over the square bar. So we have 45 seconds. Those 2 robots, they're just waiting to hang. Meanwhile, Mililani, with that little green scooper there, they've got 40 seconds left to score as many 4-goal points as they can. Oh, no, they're just going up the mountain, trying to see if they can get up without flipping over on their backsides this time. And it's about time to hang. Alright, so here come these 2 robots. One Trick Pony, they've got their arm up and over, they've got it on the square bar. Meanwhile, 5902, their square hook is also on the square bar. They're both winching themselves up. Here comes One Trick Pony. They look like they're off the ground about as high as they can get. I hear those gears grinding. Meanwhile, 5902, they're winching themselves up in the air. They look like they're totally unsupported by anything other than their own little winch. So they've got 10 seconds, 9 seconds. They just got to get over that highest bar. 5, 4, is this a double hang? 2, 1, 0. And we end the tournament. What better way to end than with our very first side-by-side double hang of the day. Oh boy, big congratulations. 2 very different hanging methods, 2 very impressive hanging methods from 5902 and 7549. We've got scores up for qualification match number 16. So the 2 Mililani robots, 8740 and 8741, the twins, winning by a score of 91 to 33, avoiding a penalty to you for climbing the wrong ramp, luckily for them. But I think we can expect to see Incident 40 seated pretty high, and the standings will come up again on that big board pretty shortly. We're just waiting for the scores from this final match.
Huh?